And I want to, and it should record automatically. I believe it's going to record automatically. So we are live. Let's just wait and see if anyone gets going on here. Jodi, I'm so excited to have you. Hey, do you have a beauty sponge?
I do, but I do not really use one.
I don't use them very often, but I have been using them a little bit more. And what I'm finding is that I'm going to introduce you in a second.
No worries.
But what I'm finding
I run into makeup.
Yeah, like, who are we again? Let me just see if I can get on. There we go. Comments. Okay. And I realized the other day that I can show comments on here. So, and I'm going to just go on here for a second. I'm going to let everybody know on our, hold on, story. Hey guys, we are on live right now on YouTube. I'm with Jodi Mannes. If you're free, head over to YouTube at Julie Meikle and just, we're just going to be girls and doing our makeup and giving tips and tricks and talking about some of our favorite products. So if you want to go on, we'd love to see you. And if you can't make it over there now, we are going to save it and we're going to post it up on our channels. So come join us. I'm really excited to chat with you. We are on live right now. Okay, so stories, yay. All right, let's get on to it. I'm figuring out, we've got banners, and for anyone, if anyone is watching, just bear with us. Hey, Stein, there you are. You're making dinner. Stein is in Denmark. You can't see my chat, say. That's kind of why I wanted you to go on live over on your channel. But anyways, Stein is one of my regulars. So we're going to go ahead and start it. First of all, I want to introduce Jodi. So Jodi, I just saw her. She popped up on my YouTube feed the other day. I clicked on her right away and I thought she could be my friend. So I reached out to Jodi and I just wanted to get together. I think some of you know already that from watching me that I'm wanting to do more of these. And Jodi came up with a great name called Beauty Talk. And I love that idea. I just want to get on here and learn what is good for other people's skin and whether, like Jodi, I just found out that Jodi has more of a combination skin where I have more of a normal to dry skin kind of combination lately. But what works for me may not work for you, and what works for Jodi may not work for you. And we're just going to kind of mix it up and do our faces and talk about what we like. So, and you guys are welcome to chat in the comments. I'm going to keep an eye on the comments section. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I will try to ask Jodi, or I will answer as best we can. And also, I do have an opportunity of putting your chat on so Jodi can see it. So I can ask her directly through your chat. So, all right, let's get going. Jodi, I'd like to ask a question first of all, because we just met a while ago, or just a few days ago, but how long have you been on YouTube?
Oh, such a good question. First of all, thank you so much for letting me do this with you. And I know you said we just met a couple days ago, but you guys, when you meet somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't care where you live. Like, we're now friends. We're like friends forever. Yeah. Julie is so like that. So if you watch her channel, you guys are so lucky to have had her. I just started YouTube in June of 2021. After a long corporate career in corporate stuffy America, I just thought, you know what? I'm tired of somebody telling me how I have to wear my hair and how I have to wear dark suits. And it just wasn't me anymore. So I said, let me do what I really want to do and help busy and ambitious women figure out the best stuff in makeup while they still keep their busy life going. And it's been a blast. And I have learned so much. And probably like you two, you learn every day, because this whole world of virtual everything is you have to learn camera and lighting and sound. And that was never my thing. So my thing was makeup, and I love makeup. So this is right up my alley.
It really is. I actually saw an interview with, I don't know if you watch Lisa D1, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's so nice. And I don't know her, but she was on an interview with Marnie, another YouTuber on here, and they've been on there for a long time. And they were talking about how from an outsider looking in, it can look so fun and look so, oh, I'd love to be a YouTuber. And of course we love what we do, but at the same time, there's so like, we are makeup artists, hairstyle. Well, I'm a hairstylist, lighting, editor, uh, tech, everything, the whole marketing, the whole thing. So it is a lot of work, but it sure is a lot of fun. I saw one day somebody say you should never retire because your brain always needs to keep learning. Well, this is one of those things that we just keep learning it. There's so much more to do, right? So
Right.
yeah,
And it's fun because now it's new challenges and it's new things that you have to learn all the time. And to your point, yeah, you think you learned a lot through your life and then you jump into a career that's so different. And
yeah,
from the outside, yeah, it looks like this influencer life is that people just send you free product all the time and you just get to go on these glamorous trips. And you guys, I'm here to tell you that is not true. It's not true. It's not true.
no,
I think I've
no,
been like hardly anything. And that's okay because I don't want to feel pressure to say this is the best makeup brush ever because
yeah,
I really want to buy it myself so I can say this is not good or it is or whatever the answer is. So
yeah.
but I
I don't know about you. So we're gonna start doing our makeup in a minute. You already put primer on?
I already put a little primer on and I use the Guerlain. This is the LOR. It's one with the little tiny gold flakes in it.
Yeah.
You can buy this at Costco, by the way. Oh, I don't know about Canada, but in the US, you can get this at Costco for about $10 less than you can get it at most drugstores, just FYI.
I used to sell that one. It's like Guerlain is a high-end, very luxe brand. It's beautiful. I know Tati Westbrook used to love that one a lot.
That's how
I'm using this one. I don't know if you
What
can
is
see
that?
that.
Oh, nice. Okay. Who's that by?
This is by Freck Beauty.
Oh, okay.
And I've used it before. It's so funny. Watch.
Oh my gosh.
You see it?
Yeah, it's like a sticky primer, but it must not go on that way.
No, and it doesn't, but it actually is so nice. I'm not sure that you would like it because, well, it's hydrating. I wouldn't say that it's oily at all, but it definitely feels hydrating. Do you have any dryness on your skin?
I do. I am really dry under the eyes. That's a dry area for me. And then on the cheeks. So I'm more T-zone oily and it's a whiter T-zone as I've gotten older, but definitely dry on the cheeks all through here and right around
Okay.
my
Well,
mouth.
you might like it then because I feel like it just feels like a really beautiful moisturizer. And I really like it. I actually saw Babs Beauty on here. She used it, and I thought, first of all, I just wanted to try it because of the texture. I thought that was so cool. But I like it so much that I've been using it regularly. And it's more of I don't find that no, it's not sticky. See,
Yeah. So it
it's
dries
not,
down and really gets absorbed to the skin.
yeah, it's just a unique kind of funny. It made for a really good thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Well,
know. I don't know what the
we'll
ingredients are.
have to one of these days we'll have to do one on your skincare because I've had enough conversations with you now prepping for this without makeup on that your skin minus any products is beautiful. It's just so glowing. So I definitely want to do one of these about all your skincare.
Skincare. Well, I've had some treatments too. Now, what are you using? Wait a second.
I am
You don't
using
want to miss a beat.
Yeah, I do under sculpting. That's how I prefer to do my makeup. So I do all my crazy creams, being my contour, my highlight, my concealer, cream blush, everything first, and then I veil it with my foundation. So
Okay.
right now I'm using the NARS, and doesn't that look so dark? But
It does. Let me show you my NARS.
perfectly.
I got the wrong color then. Hold on. Where did my NARS go? My NARS is far too yellow. Where did I put it? I should have switched it out. Maybe I'll use, oh, there it is. Yeah, yours looks really nice. That's the one I should have gotten.
Mine is Laguna number 3, which is the darkest of the Lagunas that they have.
Okay, yeah, see this one here? It's pretty. It's just really, really, really subtle. So if anyone's watching that you're lighter, this one's a really pretty one. Yeah, you can't even see that on my skin. So I absolutely got the wrong color. So I should have done what you did.
Well, I just have a receding hairline, and as women that of a certain age, things start to look different and do different things, and somehow my forehead just decided to take on a life of its own and keep getting bigger. And so I am just going to keep shading it and moving it forward so it doesn't look as large. So that's why I use such a dark one. And it looks crazy in the beginning, but once we blend this, you won't even see it.
Okay,
And then
well, what
I
am
kind
I
of,
going to do? I don't normally do that. I have done that and I like doing that, but I don't think I'm going to do that today. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my foundation. I
okay.
believe this one matches me. This is the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. So I was going to use the same thing that Jodi uses, but you just mentioned, well, I'm giving it away. You're going to use this one, the YSL,
Yes.
but let me see if this actually matches me. I don't use it as often because on me it shows like I would actually really have to make sure to hydrate well when I use this because it would show my fine lines.
Oh. And what color is that? That looks
This
nice.
one is BD40. That actually looks like it matches a bit, eh?
Yeah.
Huh. So I had radio frequency Morpheus 8 the other day and she did it right here. Can you see the redness still?
Not very much, but I loved that video that you just posted about that experience and what that treatment was like. That was really helpful to see. So great video.
It
Thank you.
it's the best treatment for tightening of the skin, especially on the neck. It was a
Yeah.
huge difference before and after. This time it's interesting because I stayed red a lot longer. So I don't know if I also, with treatments like that, you really have to make sure to not use the actives beforehand. And I may have used, oh, there's that damn fly. I may have used a bit of retinol before. I don't think so though. I don't know. Anyway, I'm staying red there a lot. It's not bad. It doesn't hurt at all. And I can cover it. But to me, that means it's really going to work.
Yes. Yeah.
She really got me. So I'm excited, but it's not something that you have to do all the time once you get your treatments. Actually, that one doesn't match me. The other one matched me better. And I just wasted a ton of product. Hold on. Okay, you go on. Tell me
Okay.
what else you
Well, so now that I've got my dark contouring on, I'm going to go in and do what's called an ombre concealer because I am losing a ton of collagen, aka volume, in my face as I age. And I lose it a lot through here. You can see I just like my head sort of indents. And then I've got these great cheekbones, which I'm grateful for, but they are more pronounced the older I get. So I like to make sure that I have a lot of brightening, almost a white concealer right
Yes, so you're
just
bringing that out.
yeah, just to pull that out a little bit and make my cheekbones look a little less pronounced. And then what I'll do is I'll take what's left on my contour and go right on the edge of my cheekbones to try to pull those down, which is
Mhm.
so counterproductive to what I did like 20 years ago. I'm like, no, I must have high cheekbones.
Yeah.
And
Well,
now I must try to not have such high cheekbones.
that's so interesting. And that's a really good point because we always see people on the internet and like I'm on TikTok a lot. I don't know if you got on there already, but everybody's telling you the rules. Oh, you've got to do this. You've got to put it here. You got to put it here. And it really does alter, like it completely changes to your face. So your face is a different shape. You do have high cheekbones. So you wouldn't want to contour to make your cheekbones higher.
No, I would look skeletal. Maybe if I was doing a Halloween trick or treat, maybe I would, but yeah, normal day to day, no.
Yeah. By the way, I switched it up completely. I'm using Shiseido Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation.
Oh, that's a beautiful one.
It's so pretty, and I'm gonna get my hair out of my face. I just highlighted my hair last night, and my son helped me pull my hair through the cap.
Gosh, how nice is that then when you're a hairdresser to be able to get
Yeah.
your own hair? If I was to try to color my own hair, first of all, I would spend a lot more at my hairdresser's undoing what I had done.
Yeah.
And second of all, the color thing, it just I don't know why that whole color wheel, level 2, level 10, super confusing. I just can't quite figure that out. So
Yeah.
I'm glad there's professionals like you out there to fix it for us.
Yeah, and my hair is really easy. It's an easier because it's light already. So it's not like, you have a bit of a darker root. So you would run into more trouble if you did run into trouble, where for me, I'm putting light in with light. So it's even if I make a mistake, it's really not that visible.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm afraid I would
There.
turn into like Ronald McDonald or something.
Yeah, you would pull a lot more warm for sure.
Yeah.
And
No,
you know what? I would never want to put hairstylists out of business. That's my field. So, you know,
no, I think it's just great. I just thank goodness that there are good hairstylists out there that can just give us all a little bit of just tips and techniques to help us in between our times to be able to get to our stylist.
Stein just said, yes, it's great to know that there are options than the big plastic operations. Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm hoping that I never have to do that. I'm hoping that if I can keep up, and nobody ever has to anyways, like maybe
Right.
I'll just be so okay with myself that I'll just say whatever, love me, like,
Well, that's
but
one of the things, Julie, I don't know how you felt about this, but that's one of the things I love about YouTube, and especially for those of us that have channels that are over 50, is we get on the internet and show what we look like without makeup. And I love that because I think it's good. The more we do that, the more it normalizes this is what 50-year-old skin looks like.
yeah,
Period. It is what it is, and we love it. And every wrinkle is from smiles or experiences in life. And I mean, if people want to lift and nip and tuck, more power to you. But I just don't want women to feel like you have to be accepted by society
no,
as you
that's
age, you know?
That's right. And it was so different back when I was growing up. Like, for those of you that don't know, Jody, when you modeled, did you model big or small?
No, I went to this is a throwback to Barbizon Beauty School way back in the day. And I started in San Diego. And probably my biggest shoot was like some wedding photos and wedding venues. And they had us in a private plane, which was really cool because they were trying to show what you could spend if you wanted to spend on this wedding, this whole package that you could get. So it was really more things like that.
Very
I grew up in Montana, and then when I left Montana and was on into corporate America, the 406, which is the area code for Montana. So there's a magazine called 406. So they put me on the cover of that, which was really fun to do a photo shoot for that. So it was that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not big stuff. So,
I
but big
was a
enough
model
to say I did
in
it.
I was a model for Therma Spa. I had to sit in I was behind the scenes mostly when I lived in New York as a makeup artist and hairstylist. But then sometimes I would go out on calls on go-sees and stuff. So I got hired for, I didn't know. I knew it was with Therma Spa, but I didn't really know that I was going to be in a bathing suit. And so I got there and the makeup artist, I'm like, do you have any body makeup? Because my legs were like white as a ghost. I had no idea. And I had to get in a pool in the hot tub, but they hadn't had time to heat it. So it was like 50 degrees.
Oh
It
no.
was so cold. It
You
was
gotta
so
be like,
cold.
this is awesome.
Oh yeah. And that's exactly, this is not glamorous at all. It was awful. But and then I got the back of my head shot for an IBM commercial.
Oh, nice.
He just got the back of me. And I got there was another one, it was for an arts and crafts magazine. It
Oh,
was kind of,
fun.
yeah,
That's
but
all fun stuff.
nothing big.
One of my girlfriends from high school, she lives down in Southern California now, and she was one of the swimsuit girls in Baywatch. Not one of the main characters, but one of the extras.
Oh
So we
yeah.
thought, well, you're the most famous person we know.
God, wouldn't that be great to say that?
Yeah, right.
I worked, do you remember that show, Son of a Beach?
No.
It was a spin-off of, was it Son of a Beach? It was a spin-off of Baywatch
Oh, really? No, I don't think I saw. I don't know.
with oh, who's the radio host? The curly-haired, tall Stern, Howard
Howard.
Stern. I feel like, yeah, he kind of was involved. I'll have to look.
Yeah,
Anyways, I did a movie with her. She was a beautiful girl. It was like a thriller kind of movie. It wasn't anything like that. Oh, by the way, everybody sees me use this all the time. It is a Bobbi Brown bronzer, and this is in medium. And I always show that I use the medium because it really coordinates with my redness in my skin.
nice. And what brush are you using? That's a nice fluffy brush.
This is one of the new Refer brushes that I got. So this is a number 22. So I love BK Beauty brushes. They are vegan, and I love being a professional makeup artist. I just love the natural hair bristles.
Yeah.
And this is made in Japan, and every brush that's made in Japan is top quality. But the prices of these are really good. Like usually if you went for a brush, I don't know if you've heard of Hakuhodo or
Yeah.
Sonia G, all those brushes, they're really quite expensive, and they're handmade and they're made in Japan. These are not that expensive. They're pricier for sure, but they're not really, really pricey.
Yeah,
So
not Sonia G pricey.
no, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you doing now?
I'm just using, I like to use a flat kabuka brush for my foundation. This is just a Sigma. I've had this one forever. It's a F90 or F80. You can tell I don't have my glass on. I'm like, that's a, let me
hold it up to the camera. We'll tell you what it is.
That is an F80 Sigma flat kabuka brush. And I like to just put my foundation on with that because I'm not trying to move it around. I'm really just trying to sort of wash over all of those products that I just put on and just blend them all. And it just makes everything look like it was meant to be, like the shadows were natural on my skin. Otherwise, I get too crazy looking if I don't put the foundation over everything.
Jackie's there.
Hi, Jackie.
I'm going to introduce you to Jackie. We call her Key because her sister calls her Key, and that's how I met her over on TikTok, was Key.
Okay.
So now when I see her, I'm like, sounds weird me calling you Jackie because I've always called her Key.
Okay.
So this is
I
Key.
can call her Key. Hi, Jackie.
Yeah, you can call her Key.
I love
that. And Stein's welcoming the new ones to the chat. She's so cute. And actually, my developer's on here too. Sorry.
What time is it in Denmark then right now for Stein?
She's making dinner. What time is it, Stein?
9 hours ahead.
Jackie, you're so cute. No, you're cute. I'm so glad you joined us, Jackie. Were you on there the last time on with Maury and I? We're trying to and tell me, Jackie Key. I'm reading your Jackie, but it's Key. Anyways, tell me what you think of this idea. I want to know. I like this because don't you, like I was telling you, Jodi, I kind of get bored talking to myself after a while. It's nice. We could get several makeup artists on here.
Yeah, just do a big round robin as if we were all a bunch of girlfriends getting ready for a night out or something. I love that.
We could all have a glass of wine and there you go. It doesn't even matter.
I'm never too old to get together with friends.
What part are you on now? I'm heading to concealer. Uh-oh. Oh my God.
I will go to bronzer now that I have all of my cream stuff on. I'm going to go with my powders, and I'm going to go with a little bronzer. I'm using the Too Faced. This is the one that's chocolate, and it does have a little slight chocolate smell, but it's just the right bronzer. It's not too dark. It's not too warm. I'm more neutral shade, so this one is one that I found. I found that for some reason the Hoola Benefit just started to look warmer and warmer. I don't know if they changed. Of course, I'm going to blame them. I think they changed the formula. Now, I don't know what it was, but over time, I'm like, why am I still wearing that one? Because I felt like I looked more Oompa Loompa-ish. I don't know why. So this one's a more neutral, for any of you that are more neutral to cool tones. This is a nice bronzer it's not shimmery. It's a matte, and it's just perfect, I think.
Perfect. Are you using a Angie Hot and Flashy brush?
This is, yes, by BK Beauty, that angled brush. It's the A507. Yeah, I think they taught it as a foundation brush. But again, the thing I love is that there's no rules, which is why looking to so many different makeup artists is so valuable to me because there's no rules. You can pick up tips and tricks from everyone, and some are going to work and some aren't.
That's right. I always, Jodi says hi, or Key says hi, by the way. Can you see that on there?
I do.
I'm trying to catch them.
Key, if I can call you Key, then that's awesome. Thank you. I will use
Who wants to know, is that the lighter of the bronzer or the
this is the darker. Yes, this is chocolate. I believe there's a lighter chocolate and there's a darker chocolate. And this is chocolate. So I think there's 3 of these actually. This might be the medium.
I feel like there's a couple, a few of them. Jodi, so what color would you be in MAC? Like, to give us an idea of, Have you ever used a MAC foundation?
I did just buy that one that was the ink pen. Did you try that one that has that looks like a pin? It's really a cool foundation. It's a concealer foundation in one. It's a little thicker formula. And I don't know what color I wear in that. I use a lot of MAC lipsticks and I use a lot of MAC paint pots and a lot of MAC lip liners, but I'd be making it up if I just told you what that color was. But I can put it in the description box after we're done.
Yeah, I just would love to know, like, okay, so for your Hourglass foundation, what color are you in that again?
Oh gosh, you're gonna really put me on the spot, Julie. I'd be making that up and I would lie. And all my foundations are in the other room, so I will put that down below too. Because the foundations that I reach for more often than not are my True Match Nude when I want
Okay,
to.
what color are you in that?
That is 01.
Okay, so you're lighter.
Yes, I'm definitely lighter. And then as we go into winter, I'll use that one a little bit more because I'll use heavy cream.
And by the way, can you guys hear us okay? Just give us a thumbs up if you can hear us okay. I'm using my computer mic today because I wasn't liking my other mic. Because interesting, you're lighter, but you're using a darker of the bronzer. And is that because of the tone then?
It's because of the tone. I use that darker, the NARS, that contour I use is much darker. And that bronzer that I use is much darker.
And it looks more like a cool tone.
Then that's why, is because otherwise stuff is just too warm for me. So yeah, here's my bronzer and here's my contour.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it's okay. You can get away with it a little darker if you undersculpt and put that foundation on over without it looking thick or anything.
Yeah.
So otherwise it doesn't show up, I think, maybe for me with when I put my foundation over it. Maybe that's why I go a little darker.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Because there's that fly. Did you see it? I saw it on camera.
That time. I did see that.
Guys, Stein, Key, I have a fly locked in my room. I can see it. And it's just like, could this happen at the worst time? It's just flying. It's going to dive bomb me the whole time you watch. I have to laugh. I have to laugh.
It's real life. You know, that's when you go live. That's just life. That's what it is.
So I saw you in your video the other day. You were using the technique that Wayne Goss used, and that was that to do a setting spray underneath your concealer? And would you continue to do that?
Yes, you know what? I did. In fact, I loved that tip. The thing is with that, and I was very careful to say, is that it did work and it continues to work. I've done it with the House Labs concealer. I've done it with the Gucci concealer. I've done it with my e.l.f. concealer. I tried it with the Natasha Denona concealer. So it works with all different concealers from a variety of price points. The thing to be careful of is you use setting spray 2 pumps on skin without anything. Then you pump your brush and put the concealer on. Then you press it in. Then you pump the brush with setting spray again. There's about 6 different times you spray it. So it's got to be a setting spray, in my opinion, that does not contain alcohol if you're dry under the eyes. Because, you know, alcohol is so drying. So I love the technique. I felt like it needed to go a little farther for women over 40 or 50 to just make sure that when you do that, that the setting spray you're selective with that and not just grab one that has alcohol in it. Cause that could be super uncomfortable in a couple hours, I think.
So I saw, she's younger but she's an artist, like a fine artist who does makeup videos. She's been doing makeup videos for years. And she, I think, has worked with Pat McGrath. Her name is, Alexandra Anel. And so her skin is stunning. Her makeup is stunning. And when you look at her face just looks like there's no makeup on her skin. But she showed a video the other day where she did a very thin layer of her foundation and sprayed with, hers was the Urban Decay setting spray. She would let that sit, fan it off, and then she would do other thin layers, and her makeup stays all day. And it's that same idea. So that I think where some people go wrong, and probably me too, because I'm kind of heavy-handed, just if I'm in a rush, where we use too much makeup. And her trick was the thin layers and then the setting spray in between, and it stayed all day.
Yeah.
So Interesting. I never thought to put it under the eyes, but it makes total sense. Mac has a alcohol-free one too, by the way. Where is that one?
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it. But they came out with one. Let me see. I
I'm
told
looking in
you.
the camera as if I can watch you get it on your shelf.
I
What
was,
is it?
I was, I was with my client the other day because I'm doing the online, as I mentioned, and my client Lisa, she was doing something, and I I was going like this, like as if my position was going to help me see better. It was I
Yeah.
had
Now tell me more about that online. That sounds so interesting. I know a lot of my subscribers would love to know about this.
that's the alcohol-free
Okay. Fix it state
one.
over. Okay.
So yeah, so the whole idea is kind of like you and I have completely, I don't think we have completely different skin and completely different tastes, but again, what works for you may not work for me, and so on. And I found over the years that I would watch, like Tati Westbrook is one that I've been watching for years and years, and other people that I would watch, and I would get so excited and think, yeah, I need that, and then I would get it in my collection and it wouldn't work for me. And part of I love YouTube, and obviously I love helping people, and I like making money. That's we need that equal exchange, right? But there's part of me that feels like I don't want to say something is good for somebody before I know them. I need to know them. Like I'm asking you questions just as we're sitting here, and getting to know you and asking you questions is helping me understand your skin better. It's helping me understand your taste. It's helping me, like, just the fact that you're using the products that you're using are telling me already what kind of textures you like, what your skin type is. And if somebody's struggling and I don't know all the questions beforehand, I could recommend something, but I really don't know. I don't know if you're going to use it. I don't know if it's going to sit in your drawer. I don't know if I would recommend that to you. And I used to work at Sephora and at Mac and all Bobbi Brown, all these places. And I would sometimes sit people down and I would think that something was going to work on them, and I would put it on them and go, oh no, I don't like this. And I would take it off and
Yeah.
start from scratch. So I just, especially in today's day where inflation and, finances are a little bit tighter with everything that's happened over the years, I would love to make sure that people have what they need. And of course, if you want to buy new stuff, if you want to go and buy a Pat McGrath or a Natasha Denona palette, absolutely, let's play. But part of it is making sure that you're getting the right suggestions. And the other thing is to teach you how to use it. So say it's not in your budget to go and purchase, a Giorgio Armani product or like a Guerlain product. Say you just have all this stuff sitting in front of you and you just have no idea what to do with it. That's what we do. We go through everything that you own and try to use what you have. And then if you need something else, then I make suggestions and you go from there. And you don't have to buy it, or you can buy it. It's up to you.
I love that idea. And so how do I like get on? Can I find you? Do I reach out to you on YouTube, or I may just
Yes, for now, because I built a website. It was, it is going to be, and it is julie.meikle.com, but I built my own website and it's exhausting. So I hired somebody, and he actually was here on my chat. I hired somebody to do my website for me. So right now, if you go there, it's going to say under construction, but it will be up where, and I've already had a few clients, and they've been so kind that they're really helping me kind of structure. Like I've asked at the end, what would you like to see differently? How would you, any suggestions? So I'm structuring it. I'm altering it as I go, because it's kind of a new business model. So when I say on my website, I said, okay, it's going to be this much for an hour. Well, an hour goes by and we need another hour. Like we're having so much fun, and it just goes by so fast. There's so much more information that needs to be talked about. So yeah, it's that kind of thing. It's fun.
that. It sounds very one-on-one, very uniquely customized to that one person's individual skin tone, skin type, shades, and then
Yeah.
products they already have, which I love because
Yeah.
I did a video one time on all of the makeup that I bought because of YouTubers, it was a little bit tongue in cheek because nobody makes you buy it. But I
Yeah.
have a collection of Thank You Tati Westbrook products. Many of them have been phenomenal, but there's a nice selection that I'm like, oh my gosh, it didn't work for me the way it worked for that beauty YouTuber. So it sounds like what you're doing is amazing and so one-on-one and customized. I love that idea.
Yeah. And I miss talking to people. Like this is why this is so much fun for me,
I
because,
love it.
we're actually, I miss that. I miss meeting women and helping women, and we're being asked. Sam, I am from Canada, and Jodi is from?
I am in Seattle right now. I have lived I'm from Montana where I like grew up, but I moved to Atlanta. I've lived in Georgia. I've lived in LA, Orange County for a number of years and then moved back up to Seattle. So that's where I'm at right now. And I
Like close to BC?
close to Vancouver, yes. Yeah, not too far. Vancouver's like 3 hours for me.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you have, is it rainy there now? What's your temperature there now?
Today, right now, it is sunny out, but it's about 55 degrees. But a couple days ago, we were back in the high 70s. So I actually have a little fall candle going. I wanted to wear my sweater because I'm like, I need to feel like fall is in the air. I love this
So
time.
you're not hot flashing like I'm hot flashing then, because I am in a tank top with a fan going.
Knock on wood, I asked my mom about that as that time was approaching, and she's like, honey, I never really experienced that. So I'm like, let's just hope that that's the way it works. And knock on wood, thank the good Lord, that's just never been something I've experienced. So yeah, I feel very, very fortunate because I've
Yeah.
heard stories.
I actually don't have it so much until I'm in the lights, and the lights just kind of set me off a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't wear, I'd love to wear cute clothes, but I just, is the lighting okay? Like I'm not getting blown out, right? You guys can see
No,
okay?
it looks beautiful. Yeah, your
Um,
skin is just glowing. So what I did is I added a little bit of more my lightest concealer, which is the I use the Natasha Denona on the temples because I do sort of an ombre with my concealer, and then the hourglass under here. Now you don't need to go buy two concealers for that. I just happen to have got the wrong color in this one. That's why I use it here, and then I use the lighter one underneath my eyes. So,
I haven't gotten that one, and I want to try it.
which one?
The Natasha Denona.
They're both good. They're both good. I won't speak for them. I just did a Friday face off on my channel from last week, and I put them in side by side, compared them, wore them for 8 hours, and there was one of these that was a little better than the other. You have a guess?
Yeah, I love the House Labs.
That was the winner.
Oh my God, I love the House Labs.
Spoiler alert! But you should
I
still
know.
watch the video.
Yeah, still watch the video. It's actually really nice to see, because honestly, so many people do love the Natasha Denona. They really love it. It's a viral concealer. I'm going to do it too, but again, your skin is completely different than my skin. So,
Yeah, you may
so
love.
nobody judge, but they're both good though. They're both really good.
They're both really good. Yeah, if you picked up the Natasha Denona, you don't need to put it down and go grab the House Labs. They performed closely enough together that you won't see a dramatic improvement one or the other. They're great concealers.
Right. Sam, I'm 52 on Sunday. I'm a
Oh,
Libra.
happy birthday.
Thanks.
And
Oh
I
my
am
God.
53. I turned 53 right around Mother's Day.
In May, you're a Taurus.
Yeah. Yes.
My brother and my sister-in-law are Tauruses. Tauruses
Oh,
have great sense of humors.
we're extremely
Right?
loyal.
Okay, Key, I'll see you in 20. My husband's 3 weeks older than I am, so I can always say, oh, you're so old for 3 weeks.
And my husband is 6 months younger than I am, so I get reminded of that.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do my powder or anything until I use this. I think, so Jodi and I spoke a little bit beforehand, and she's going to use this palette, and I just got it. I've never used it before, so I'm going to use this palette. I'm so excited.
Yeah. It's a good
Have you done a video on this one yet?
I did a complete look with this 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
So I have one planned. I actually, fingers crossed. So I screenshot Natasha Denona's videos of her looks that she created with this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to replicate it.
Oh, I bet you can. Oh, I
My
can't wait
mind
to see which one because she did a lot of that's what I loved about how versatile this palette was. So I can't wait to see which one you do.
I was gonna be ambitious and do 3. So I was gonna do one on one eye, one on the other, and then finish with the final eye look.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's working on 20-year-olds, so I think I'll probably have a really good laugh.
It will look great. It
But
will
I'm okay laughing at myself. It's okay.
yeah, that's a better
Mhm.
expectation anyway, so we know what really it's gonna look like on
Yeah.
skin.
I wish
Our
I had oh, my
face.
dogs are gonna bark. Um,
So
guys,
pretty.
what colors should I do?
Now, do you do your brows after your shadow or do you do your brows first?
Um, I'm kind of a mix and match.
Are
I don't
you?
really have a yeah, I kinda don't have a
Okay.
I don't have a plan. I usually like to powder my brows before I do them because I'm very well moisturized, but because I don't know about the fallout of this, I'm gonna powder after, so that's why I wanna do my eyes first.
Love that.
But, but it just depends. I'm like a little ADHD, well, not a little, like quite a lot. So I'll have a plan, but it never stays. It never sticks together. The most structured I was when I worked for Bobby Brown. We had to have a system. It was always you apply the concealer. And I love this. I'm going to teach you guys this.
Yes, give
So
us your tip.
yeah, so it was always apply your concealer first because once you apply your concealer and you brighten up underneath your eye, you'll find that you really don't need much else. It's this brightness here, and then you just put the foundation where you need it to be. In my case, it's different because I have a lot of hyperpigmentation in there. I have a lot going on. But if you don't have freckles and sunspots, really you just put the foundation where you're red. Because a lot of people, like I don't know a whole lot of people, you wouldn't need it out here necessarily, right? You don't have a lot of coverage necessities out here. Am I right, Jody?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you put your concealer on first, you'll see that automatically that's going to make you look really bright and alive and fresh. And then you'll see that oftentimes we just really need to put the foundation in the T-zone. We're generally red in here. We're red around here where our pores are a little bit larger and we blow our nose. And at this age, most of us have broken capillaries around our nose. And in through here, but you tend to use less foundation when you put your concealer on first. Do I stick to that? No, I don't. But when I worked for Bobby, I stuck with that. And it was really cool. And it was for Bobby Brown, it was all about enhancing your natural beauty. It wasn't about trying to look like the models in the magazines. And, that's her whole backstory is that she never could look like the beauties in the magazine. She was, she's a dark-haired, petite, 5 foot, petite little lady. And so she just wanted to teach everybody to embrace their uniqueness, which I loved.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's a great story.
and I
Thanks.
resonated with that very much because I
I
don't think
bet.
that anyone should change their look to look like anyone else. I think that everybody's beautiful the way they are.
I totally agree. I absolutely agree. And I've spent enough
So
time trying to, yeah. So what are you going to do? I'm going to go in with a little paint pot on my lids and then I will be right up there with you on the eyeshadow.
I think these colors seem to, oh no, they're kind of true. I think I'm going to go, I love cooler tones.
Me
I
too.
think
That's why I love this palette. That's absolutely. And I get people are curious as to which palette, like if they could only buy one Natasha Denona palette, and I totally understand that. I pulled a couple of them just to really show the difference. So you've got the I Need a Nude, which you just showed. The
yeah.
retro palette I do like. It's just
Ooh,
it's definitely cool, but it's cool to the more of those mauvey. So if you really do like those pinks and peaches and mauves, that's a
yeah.
nice one too. The one I could have done without, I love the Glam palette. I do use this one a lot. It's more my neutral,
I broke mine.
taupes.
I love it too. And there's so many that broke. I dropped it and it just
Oh no.
shattered. I haven't bought myself a new one.
The one I don't use and I could have probably done without. Now I love the blush that came with this one, the My Dream Collection palette, which is different than the nude. It's beautiful. It's just colors that I don't normally wear. So I could have probably done without that one.
Yeah. I have that one.
Do you
I
use
broke.
it?
I
Oh,
use it. I use it. I filmed a few videos with it actually.
but
There
it's
was
used.
one, I'll send it to you in private later. It's kind of funny. I reminded myself of, I did a real smoky eye because there's that duochrome color that looks really cool.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a funny video in the beginning. But anyway, yeah, it's really pretty. But I live in a pretty small town. And if I go out kind of looking with those dark colors, I feel like I'm asking for a lot of looks. So I really use it to more play here with everybody. And I don't generally wear those dark colors out, but I do love them. I think I didn't get the other one that you showed, that kind of pinky, the purpley one.
Yeah, the retro.
I didn't because it's a lot of pink.
It's a lot of pink. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would have been happier if it had been maybe a little bit of mix
Yeah, a
with
little
some
more
other,
variety.
where this one has, it's very it's usable. You could wear this to the office. You could wear this out for dinner. You
Yeah.
literally,
Now,
maybe I
what
should
color? I'm going to use stone from this palette, same palette you have. Which color did you use in that crease?
mesh.
Mesh. Okay.
Yeah. Which one did you use? You used
I
stone?
use stone.
Okay. So you really go cools, eh?
I really do. Yeah. And especially, I feel like I need to, or else I just don't quite look. Yeah. I don't do well in warms.
Thank
Even
you.
when I try to like have a warm shirt and try to really pull a look together, it still just doesn't. And warm lipsticks do not look good on me at all.
They don't on me either at
Yeah.
all. I'm a neutral or a cool as well, I think. Sometimes I can do a warm, but and for anybody watching, I don't know if you noticed me building this color up. Um, I love that about eyeshadows. There are shadows that are so beautiful, but they're so pigmented that as soon as you dip your color into the powder, into the shadow, and you put it on there, it's powerful. And I like that, but not always, because I want to be able to, whoop, I just threw my brush. I want to be able to build the product up and have control versus getting it on my lid and then having to blend it out. So like Anastasia Beverly Hills, ABH has really beautiful palettes, but they're so pigmented that sometimes you can make a mistake quite easily. Do you
Yeah,
find that as well?
I do. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to build on this. What are you doing, like a standard kind of crease? Should I do more of a smoky?
Well, yeah, do a smoke if you want. I'm doing a little bit more of a crease because I'm finding that as I age, my lids are starting to be, I don't have hooded eyes clearly, but I do have starting to get more droopy eyes. And I've really been practicing these techniques that I've learned that to put that darker color right at the underbelly, if you will, of that droop. So right through here, and it just helps it pull back and pull tighter looking.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look, and then leaving my lid, the whole lid, outer corner to inner corner, as light as possible. It just pulls that look of a droop back. It doesn't go back to my 20-year-old eyes, but
Yeah.
it definitely
You have
looks
quite a
different.
big face in there. That's really nice.
It's
Yeah.
becoming smaller, but you can see just the difference between this eye, how that doesn't look as droopy as this eye where we haven't done that yet. See, just
Mhm.
that adding that darkness on that the belly, I call it, of the droop, really
Belly.
does pull it back a little bit. So
Yeah.
that's been my go-to lately.
So mine is definitely starting to droop more. So I always have to, like, I'm not worried about having a lot of lightness here left. I want to pull that up higher. And I even kind of flick it out a little bit
I love
to
that.
make sure that I can see, like when I'm looking straight at you, that you can still see that shadow. Because if I try to put it in here where I used to put it, it's gone. It's like it's non-existent anymore. So, all
So
right,
true. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pull this out a little bit with my little fluffy brush.
I'm gonna take this darker color. I might, because you're doing one look, maybe I'll just do a different look. So I'm gonna take a stiffer brush. These are all Refer brushes, by the way. They were so kind to send me some. So this is a 28 brush. And I'm gonna dip into Tender, this one right here.
That's a nice one.
tap it off. And I think I might go on the outer corner and on the inner, and I'll do a little halo eye.
I like it.
I'm also finding that I used to be able to stop that, but you see how when I open it up, I lost it. So I have to drag even that part up a bit higher.
That is
And
just
then,
life in our 50s, isn't it?
I know.
I'm
It's
gonna I'm gonna grab a small little type pencil type brush and go into silhouette. And then I'll meet you in that eye socket area.
silhouette. Oh, that's a nice color. That's like a rich brown, eh? Like almost a plummy brown.
And I like to, yeah, it's a darker brown. I'm more on the cool side, I would say. And then I like to just twist that pencil right in the eye socket so that I get my placement pretty close. And then I go back and blend it out.
Okay, so same thing on this side. How are you guys liking this I can't speak. How are you liking the format? Is anybody have suggestions? Because we're so new at this. If you have any suggestions, like if you think the sound should be better, if you think the quality is okay, or if you want to kind of, I like taking votes of topics too. So if you guys want to let us know what you'd want to talk about next in a video, we can specifically do something like that, right, Jodi?
I would love that. Yeah,
We can
absolutely.
really target what you guys want to see. We're just kind of playing right now. It's great. Stein says it's great. No problem for her. Perfect.
Good. Yeah. What do you guys want to know more of, see more of, see less of? We would love to help you with whatever it is. And if you just want to put on your iPad or your phone while you're getting ready and get ready with us, that's my favorite. I
I
love
do
that.
that all the time.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm cooking. Not that I cook very often. I hate cooking.
I
But if
knew we were meant to be friends.
I hate it. But if I have something that I have to do, even when I take the dogs for a walk, I'll just kind of put my phone in a strap or in my pocket, and I have my earbud going. I
And
just
just
like
listen. Just
hearing
listen.
something in my
I
ear.
love the look that you're putting together.
Yeah, this is kind of that halo eye. And what it will do is kind of create, you'll see when I add the lightness here and the shimmer, it will create more of a round look. So oftentimes we're going for kind of that cat eye look, or this kind of wide this way. And in this kind of technique, it's going to become a bit more rounded.
And
So
by shadowing the corners of it.
yeah, it's going to change the shape of the eye a little bit that way. So I'm going to pull that up into that area. And I always start that first dot of, like, if I dip into the color and I put it on my eye, I put it on my eye where I want it to be the darkest. If you mess up, it's okay because you can blend that out. But if I wouldn't start it up here first because I don't want it to be the darkest up here. So I
Right.
highlight in that nook, in that corner, and then kind of drag it up like this.
Do you find that you do that with your blush as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
one of
for
the first
sure.
things. I worked for Mary Kay Cosmetics in my college years to help get through college. And that was one of the first things that I remember her saying is put your brush when you put the product on, put it where you want the most color deposits, because that's where the most is going to come out of. And it's so funny that I don't really think about that when it comes to my eyeshadow. So I'm so glad you just said that.
Yeah.
It makes total sense.
And that's why you'll see a lot of makeup artists say, especially with a cream blush or something that's powerful. Like I brought out this blush here today. These House Lab blushes are very pigmented. They're very powerful. So if I just went like this and right onto my cheek, it could be dangerous. Beautiful color. And I find that these really last. So oftentimes I'll put my brush on there and I'll just tap it out on my hand a little bit just to make sure that it's just kind of work it into the brush a little bit too. So it's not, that color is not stuck on that one spot and then put on that, like, then you kind of got that bullseye dot. So just little tricks like that. Stein says, talked about Inglot Duo. Oh, I did see a video with one that talked about Inglot Dual Line Mix and Medium. I'm going to put this right on there for us for both to see. game changer for me because I have very hooded eyes, I swear. Yes. Yeah. Do you know which one she's talking about, Jody?
I don't think so.
So it's like I have is this it? Oh, is this it? Stein? I think that's it, eh? So it's like a mixing medium, and you can mix it with your eyeshadows and it changes it um into like an eyeliner, but you can also mix this in. Am I showing the front? It's so hard to see. There we go. You can also mix this in. Say your paint pot got really dry, or you have a gel liner that got really dry. You can add a little bit in. Yes, Stein. Isn't that funny? I had that. If you wanted to mix that in with your gel liners, if they dried out, you could mix that in, and it will bring them alive again.
Nice. And it doesn't smell or have any alcohol. Does it have any alcohol smell to it or anything like that?
Nope.
No? Oh, good. I'll have to try that.
No smell. It's very liquidy. I don't know what the ingredients are, honestly.
Awesome. I will definitely grab that.
No, doesn't say.
No? Okay.
No. I bought that when I was in New York years ago. I hope it's still good. I don't think it would not be. Do you throw your eyeshadows out when you think like, oh, I've had this for a couple years?
No, I don't. However, last year I did a video on my eyeshadow drawer and thought, okay, it's time to get rid of some of these. So which ones will stay? Excuse me, and which ones will go? And it's probably time to do another one of those cleaning out videos.
I have eyeshadows I used to work for MAC years ago. I have old packaging. I think I did just finally throw them out. And the problem is I've filmed a few videos using those and they don't even have them anymore. So I'm like, oh, I feel so dumb.
It's hard to keep up with all of them for sure. I do have one that I don't think I'll ever get rid of. And I just talked about this one the other day. It's one of Natasha Denona's very first palettes. It's embarrassing to even admit how much I paid for it. It was north of $200 for like 10 colors.
Well,
it's a white palette. It's in my Thank You Tati collection. You probably have it. It's got the blue and the purple and the green in it. It's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. If you have it, I'm going to crack up laughing. Oh my gosh. That is it. That's it.
This is it.
No, actually, no.
Oh, you got the purple one.
I've got it's a skinny, narrow one. There's only like 10 colors to it.
Oh, you don't even want to know how much this was.
I don't, because if my small one was 200, then yeah, that was, oh gosh. But see, you can't get rid of that.
I can't. And but whoever is going to use this much eyeshadow, like, I don't need this. Do I need this? No. But I hear the Sephora sale's coming up again soon, eh? So
yeah. It's kind of like that, that game that people play, like if you could only have a milkshake, there's one spot that you will go to get a milkshake, right? Like, if I want a good milkshake, I go to whatever that is for you. Or if I want really good fries, I go to this restaurant. You don't go to one restaurant to get really good everything. And that's kind of how I feel about my cosmetics. When I want a really good eyeshadow, there's several out there. And of course we can't test everything. Her shadows to me are some of the best. So yeah. You just, when you want a good eyeshadow palette, I just love Natasha Denona's palette.
I also do you like art as well?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
So I love art. I'm not good at it necessarily, and I'm not well practiced at it, but there's something very exciting and inspiring, even though I could have these colors in other palettes. There's something very I just get motivated and I get excited, and it just brings me so much joy when I open something like this and I use it. And I can't explain it. I guess it's like, I would say to my husband, at least it's not cars. Like his excitement is cars. Okay. This costs a lot less money than the cars. So it's just one of those things that, and it's not for show because nobody knows what I own in my makeup collection, but this is my happy place. This is where it's like my meditation. It's my art therapy, and it's the little things.
Yes, absolutely. I am there with you. I was at a I was in a smaller town a couple weeks ago. You just reminded me of this. And there was a husband there who's friends with my husband, and so he knows what I do, and he's always very kind and asking him and his wife, "How's the channel? How are things going?" And he said to me, and I'll ask you what you think of this because I'm still pondering on it. He said, "Jodi, I wonder if maybe your audience would be interested in a video of how people wear their makeup in a big city versus a small town." And now I had come from a big city for this small town event, so I clearly took that to mean, okay, there's a big difference in the way I just showed up with my makeup on versus everyone else here. So I'm going to assume he had the best intentions. I know him. I know he had good intentions, kind thoughts, but I thought, my gosh, is there that big of a difference, or is it just what you feel like wearing that day? You know?
Well, I've lived in both. So
Okay.
I grew up in a small town in like on a dirt road by a farm. Very, very, and I live in a small town now in Canada. Which one do I want to do? I'm just gonna, by the way, I just want to stop that for a second. I put a little bit of MAC 24-hour eye primer. It's called 24-hour extend eye base. And I put that on the light area right here. That's where I'm going to put the shimmer. Because I
Nice.
find that shimmer can tend to fall out a little bit onto my cheeks as I blink, especially now that I'm older. So it just stops it from moving.
Now, I'm
Which one?
curious what you think of Sheen and I have to hold it out because I don't have my glass on, and Maya. These two colors right here. So this is Sheen, that one, and here's
Yeah.
Maya. And these are what they call the wet look. And you just put it on, and it's, even though it's Sheen, it adds a little bit of, it looks wet. So I'm wondering if that will, and I applied that to my lids and the corner of my eyes. That might help set it, your shimmer a little bit. That and some setting spray on a brush, of course.
Yeah. Are those are the ones? So Sheen and Maya. Oh, Maya looks so pretty.
Yeah, those are the wet. It's a new formula for her, this palette.
Well, which one should I use? Should I use one of them that I just, because I'm gonna top it with a sparkle, like a sparkle for sure. Let me do Sheen first. How's that?
Yeah. Gosh, that shows up really pretty on your skin.
So this is pretty.
Isn't it
It
nice?
really does look like it's got a wet look, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it looks like your skin just glowy.
Yeah.
It doesn't look chunky or sparkly or glittery at all.
No. And I'm gonna pull some of that dark back over the edges now. I'm actually gonna really play with this and build that. That's pretty. So
Yeah,
back onto your, I love that. I think that looks really, really elegant. It's a very elegant look.
yeah, it's
Right?
really pretty.
Where this one Muse, that's going to be much more, I have to add that.
Yeah, you have to put that somewhere. Even if it's just in the corner of your eye, somewhere you have to do that one. That's too pretty
So,
not to add.
small town. So when I used to live in New York, I could wear whatever I wanted. I did wear whatever I wanted. And I understood when I got there that nobody was looking at me. Like nobody cares. It's so
Right?
different when you're in a small town. In a small town, it's not that people are judgy at all, but you definitely will get looked at if you look different. So, like I'm such a country girl. Um, I always played with my makeup and I always wore, my mom would say I looked like I had Christmas tree ornaments on my ears. Like I always had these big, gigantic earrings on. So, and that really didn't even fit in so much with the small town, I guess.
And
Not so
where
much
does
where I
that
am.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Not so much where I am now. I'm kind of a suburb of a bigger city, but even in our city, we have a political town. We're in a political city, so it's very conservative, and there's not a lot of, um, yeah, it's not like considered high fashion here, if that makes sense. But in New York, or where I don't know where you are, I guess out in LA, it would be like anything goes. And there's a certain amount of freedom that goes with that because you just know that nobody's looking at you anyway, and you can just be you and do whatever makes you happy. And you can here too. It just, you get a lot more attention.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah, I'm outside of Seattle now, and it's sort of the same. And when I was in LA in Orange County, yeah, very much you could go as bold, as bright, as dark with your makeup as you wanted. Um, and in that smaller town, it was just so I loved it, and I thought, gosh, there probably is, different techniques of makeup, or maybe it's the same look, but it's a lighter hand with that look, just so that it's not so stand out, or it may be not as attractive in some areas that people may not like that look as much. Or that's what I love about makeup is there's no rules, and you can change whatever you want to do from one day to the next, and
Yeah.
tomorrow
And
maybe
it's nobody's business.
right. So
Um,
true.
it's nobody's business. And it really is, it has to be what you're comfortable wearing. I would say that, so just going back to this, I actually just took a different brush and I put this color, which is tender, back over top and patted it in over top of my silhouette.
Nice.
So just kind of blending that in a little bit more. Am I missing? You need to move to Toronto. Yeah, Toronto's a little bit different. You definitely Chacord elegant. I understood your French, Kathy. It's elegant, Kathy said.
Oh,
I'll
and
show
I
you.
have to say, Julie, I have got great subscribers across the world. They're so amazing. They show up, they comment, they give good feedback. Some of the most engaged, or my subscribers from Canada, I have to thank you and everyone in Canada, because you guys are so supportive and kind and encouraging, and it's been so delightful to just
Yay. I got
get to know.
chills.
Yeah, it was really, and I say that all the time to many of them. And again, I have great subscribers across all parts of the country and the world. But the Canadian ones really do an amazing job of just being so kind and very supportive. So thank you to everyone in Canada.
I just, and even like, look at Stein from Denmark. I don't you find that the coolest thing? And I have another on TikTok. I have Nurse Nikki is her name, and she's in Australia. And you really get to know. There's another girl. She's a young little girl. Little girl. She's in her 20s. She's not little. Tony. She's so supportive, and she's in. She always tells me where she's from, and I need to write these things down. I think she's in the UK somewhere. I can't really remember. And I know social media gets a bad reputation, but when you use it for good, it's really good.
Yeah,
It
I
really
totally
connects
agree.
us with the people. And I don't know about you, but I'm actually really lucky. I haven't gotten um, haters or anything like that. And if I do, I maybe have gotten some comments, but I just show them love and I don't really put much into it. But I really kind of asked for the universe to bring like-minded people together, and it really has happened. We've got like-minded people. Everybody just wants to be joyful, you know?
And supportive and kind. And I mean, look, we're all navigating this aging thing together, and thank goodness we're able to have aging, or else the alternative is certainly not
Right?
good. So I that's one of the things that I think is social media has been so helpful, is just providing a vehicle where we can listen to other women going through similar changes, and what our bodies do, what our hair does, what our skin does as we age, and find comfort in that instead of distraught and
Yeah.
despair. Which there are days where you're like, gosh, could I please just, I'd give anything to have some of that collagen or that puffy face back or whatever it is. But those days are gone, and it's great to embrace it with other people that are going through the same thing and want to embrace it with you and say, you know what, this is beautiful, whatever 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 looks like. Love it.
And I find that I just sprayed a little bit of setting spray, by the way, just because that I don't want that glitter or that shimmer to move. I find so when I got really started getting back on YouTube again, because I did have my own studio in my house where I was taking clients, and I had to stop that. But one of the things that really helped me out so much was when I was seeing women of different sizes trying on clothes. And it helped me so much. Like it people just got on with normal bodies, and they weren't model-esque, and they weren't skinny. They didn't have the tightest skin. They didn't have this perfect hourglass tight, belly, which I've never ever had in my life. Um, and I just thought, oh, this is so nice. And as helpful as they were for me, I wanted to be that helpful to somebody else. And that's why I refuse to use filters. And I that would mean that I'm ashamed of what I look like.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. I do Botox. I do that stuff, but I also share it because I don't want anyone else comparing themselves to me and going, well, why, I'm 52. Why doesn't my skin look like that? Well, that's not fair. I'm going to tell you, no, I've had Dysport or Botox since I was 30 years old in my forehead. So that's, don't compare yourself because that's not fair. you
Right.
know, like,
Right.
and I think I don't ever want anyone to think that they need to do that, but I also don't want you to think that I'm aging better because I'm just mad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
sharing is caring. Like, have all the information before. I think it's important. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
I overshare, but
No, I think that's so important, especially when we get on a platform and show how products work. They're going to definitely work different if you've had certain procedures or certain, lasers, or you exfoliate different, then of course things are going to look different. So I think that's all part of, like, I love what you just said about, here's all the knowledge. Now you decide what's best for you.
yeah.
Which is
And
what I
don't judge. Like, I would never judge somebody for not doing it. In fact, I really envy that because I think there's a huge amount of freedom of just loving yourself as you age. And, I've got to do that with my body. There's nothing I can do with my body. And I am telling you, it is just getting saggier and wrinklier. I've never looked after my body like I have my face, and the difference is insane. Like, it's crazy. The skin on my arms, for an example. But I look at people like Jennifer Lopez, for an example, and I don't claim to know what she's done, but she definitely has done something. She's definitely done microneedling, or, I'm not saying she's had a facelift or anything, but there's people who actually look at her and they're sad for themselves that they're not aging like her. Does that make sense? And I
totally
don't and I don't think that's fair. I
agree.
don't
A
I
100%, 100%. And there's so much, and I'm not saying anybody's using filters, but there's a lot of filters being used. I mean, I don't even know how to use a filter in a video. So, I mean, on TikTok and stuff, because you can use it there, but like on a video for YouTube, I do all my own editing. I don't filter or edit the look of my skin. I'm not
yeah.
that sophisticated. I don't even know if you can do that in the program that I use, but there's a lot of that happens, and I understand that's the character that they are portraying because that's who they have to be. But
Yeah.
in everyday life, I think yeah, I'm with you. That's why I love what your channel stands for. I love what I'm doing, so that it just looks like this is what real looks like. Now my thumbnails, and I've said this before, my thumbnails, yes, that's a softer picture. That's a filtered picture. If it's a thumbnail on YouTube, when you go into the video, you see exactly me. And
Yeah.
part of it is because I think about that as an album cover, or when you go to Netflix and you see the movies across the top that you're deciding which movie to watch, the whole thing is filtered. So it'd be really difficult to have a photo on a thumbnail that's on YouTube that isn't filtered. Now I don't hide my wrinkles. You can go to those and see that the wrinkles are still right there, as much as you can see them now. But in that case, yes, it's a poster. It's a yeah, I think of it as an album cover is what I think. That shows my age right there, right? Album cover instead of like
Yeah.
a and
Well, I can tell you, like, because I've worked in professional settings. I've worked as a makeup artist and hairstylist for photos and film and everything, and there is a reason why there's a lot of that's photoshopped, and it's just like I have a piece of art on my wall, for an example. Well, if there was a spot on that picture, my eye would only go to the spot. I would wonder, what the heck is that spot doing there? So, especially in advertisements, it I don't like, how do I back that up? Okay. So if you're advertising a mascara and then you're photoshopping or you're putting false lashes on, which it always was in the past, they're getting better with that now. But if they're advertising a mascara and it's all fake, well, that's false advertising. But if you're looking at a magazine and there's an advertisement for like a designer clothes, or you just want to see a pretty picture, it has to be photoshopped. It has to look perfect, because for the viewer, it's not going to be pleasing to the eye because they're not going to know where to look. So there is a certain element that it's a must, because I look at it as a piece of art.
Right.
Let's
Right.
say,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But when I'm a 52, almost 52-year-old person, I don't want to. I'm not going to say, look at this foundation, this looks so good, but yet I have a filtered face, because it's just not. It's a flat out lie. It's just
Yeah.
a flat out lie.
Yeah.
Kathy, listen. So I'm going to put this up for you. It's French, and mais j'aime. What does écrire mean en français pour vous? Sachez. Since France aussi here. But I like it. Wait, I'm trying. Kathy, I so badly want to do this. I'm trying to, what does écrire in French?
I was going to copy and paste it in Google Translate, but it won't even let me copy it.
In English. I need Google Translate, because I don't want to ignore you, because I can get I know you're in France depuis since la France aussi, since I've been in France, I think is what you're saying. Hang on. To write in French. I think you're saying something about writing in French because you're in France. Am I right, Kathy?
Kathy, we love that you're watching from France.
Yeah, and I should know French because I'm Canadian, but okay. I should can I copy and paste that into? No, because every time I go to the comment, it will make me hide it. Writing, écrit, who knows French? Key, do you know French? Sèche. Matter. I hope it doesn't matter. Maybe she's saying I hope it's pour is for key, Cal. We're just having a little French lesson on our makeup.
I love it.
Know that she.
Well, hello to France.
I just would love to go to France. I'm spelling it wrong. Just a second. How about my thumbs? What a day person qui a le I got it right, Kathy? You're sorry you're writing in French, but you're in France? Did I get it? I can read French a little bit better than, like, if you were to say that, I wouldn't be able to catch it, but because mais is but, j'aime is j'aime, isn't that I like? Francais, I know. Kathy says, come to France. Jodi will both go.
Yes.
We're just going to Kathy's place.
We'll let Kathy do our makeup.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh, the style. I would have to change all my clothes to come to France because they're so stylish there. Okay. I really didn't have fallout, guys. I have a little bit of sparkle right there. So that's good.
Yeah, this foundation, or that Tasha, no, it doesn't fall out at all. Even those that dark brown that you used, it didn't fall out at all either, did it?
No. I mean, I was really gentle with it, but I'm going to actually, now Jackie wants to come to France. Okay. So that was really subtle, and I got to go for a little bit of sparkle. So I am going to add a little bit more, and maybe I'll just add onto my flat brush I'm going to add some setting spray, and I'm going to go into Muse, and that's this high shine one right there.
Love that.
What have you been doing?
I have just added some mascara, which I love this Thrive. It is a tubing mascara. So for anybody that doesn't love tube mascara, but I said this on an Instagram post, if you could go to a deserted island and you could only take one beauty product, what would it be? And I gave choices. I shouldn't have narrowed it down, but I said lipstick or mascara because I wanted to see. And it was almost 50-50. And for me, it would definitely be mascara. I'm just a mascara hoarder. I think I won't even say snob because I like mascara. I love Elf. I love that Elf Lash and Roll is a really good one. I love Voluminous by L'Oreal. Love a lot of mascaras at all different price points, but somebody and I usually wear 3 coats of mascara. I'll do 2 coats, and then my third coat was always waterproof to make sure I don't get any transfer or smudging underneath my eyes. Since I've discovered, and I was late to the game on Thrive. Thrive Cosmetics has been, they've touted this mascara for years and years, and you have to order it through Thrive, which to me, I just wanted to go get it, and I had to order it. So
Yeah.
I think that's why I just didn't do it. When I tell you that I use 2 coats, I don't use a waterproof anymore. There's absolutely no smudging, no transferring. Now I do use a little bit of setting powder underneath my eyes, so that does help keep this area from being too moist or emollient, which is part of why you get that dark shadow from your mascara. But that was how I've always done it, and I still needed waterproof. With this, I don't need that third coat of waterproof mascara, and it's just a beautiful mascara. Now, I wash my face with coconut oil. I don't use a cleanser, and I just use a little bit of and rub right on my lashes, and it comes right off at night. So it's not even like it leaves big raccoon eyes. It doesn't leave a big smudgy mess. So I hate to even say it's a tubing mascara because it doesn't come off like a tubing mascara comes off. Those come off kind of almost like in little spaghetti pieces.
Yeah, like your lashes are falling out.
Yes, this one does not. Now, I loved your stream on Monday with Maury, who said she does not use this and because she didn't like the way it felt and she felt like it was drying. So it's just such a good reminder to try so many different things because you never know what's going to work for you.
Yeah.
For me, this is a holy grail mascara for me, a holy grail mascara. And I have no ends with Thrive. So please know this is not sponsored. I just love it. And if you are looking for a good mascara, that's one I would suggest.
I have to try that. At one point I went to do it, and then because it's not at the time, I don't think they had a Canadian site. And by the time I paid shipping and in
Oh,
my Canadian dollars, it was quite expensive.
yeah.
But I should try it. I know I should try it because I love tubing mascaras. I used to really use Hourglass all the time. It was the, oh, I think I might have just thrown it out because it was so old.
And what are you using now?
This is FanFest by Benefit. And it is not as easy to get off as a tubing mascara. That's the only thing I don't like about it, but boy, do I ever like it. It doesn't budge. It almost feels like a waterproof, but it's not a waterproof.
Really? No smudging or transferring or anything?
No, not on me. No, and I've recommended it to a few people and they really like it. And I was so scared. So this one lady, she asked me what I was using, and I said, I hope you like it. Like, and then after my Facebook got hacked, she wrote and said, well, I have good news. I really like it. She was trying to make me feel better.
Oh, good.
So yeah, so she said she really did like it.
Well,
And
a lot of
sometimes,
people must love that because there was a report out, I think just yesterday or today, that said that Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy, who's the conglomerate company, that owns a lot of cosmetic companies, LVMH, they own Benefit. And one of their best selling brands in Q3 of all the brands that they have, and they've got Fenty Beauty, they've got Gucci, they've got Dior and KVD. One of their best selling products of all the conglomerate was that Fanfare, or that fan, is it Fan Fest or Fanfare?
yeah.
Fest
Yeah.
mascara by Benefit was really a big seller for them last quarter. So a lot of people love it. I'll have to give it a try.
I really do like it. I really do like it. And it matters to me if it's easy to get off because I don't want to be rubbing my eyes. So
Yeah.
I'm surprised I've stuck with it this long, but all I have to do is leave my makeup remover on, and I just leave it on a little bit longer, and I kind of just massage it a little bit slower, and it will come off no problem, but it's not as easy as some of my other mascaras for sure.
Yeah. Now, what
But
did you put under your eyes? Did you use an eyeshadow from the palette or did you use an
yeah.
eyeliner?
Yeah, I generally don't use an eyeliner, and I don't know why. I just really like the soft look that an eyeshadow gives. But I think if I wanted it to really, really last, maybe I would layer and do a pencil, and then. But I still always like a smudgy look. I
Yeah.
just I just like a smudgy look. What concealer did you use?
It looks beautiful. The concealer I went with was the House Labs. I
The
used
House Labs, right.
yeah.
I did ask you that already. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use the House Labs.
And what color do you have?
I have 13. I have
Okay.
13 light neutral.
And I have 12.
And I already did use a little bit of Bobbi Brown Bisque corrector. I did use that a little bit, but I knew I wanted to, just because I was doing a darker eye, I wanted to make sure that I didn't have any fallout before I finished it up. So let me see what brush. All of my Angie Hot and Flashy brushes are dirty. We need assistance.
Yeah.
The worst part is, oh, Kathy likes the Idol from, whoops. Oh, Lash Clash. You like the Lash Clash?
Flash Clash from
I
YSL.
do too. I'll actually sometimes I'll show you. I'll put the Lash Clash on top of this one. That's the YSL.
Yeah.
Really, really pretty.
I love
But
that one.
You like that one too?
Mhm. And I love the Idol from Lancome.
That's the one
Workout.
she said. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one too. I just got some transfer from that one. So when I did seal that with a waterproof, it was flawless all day. But and it may just have been because of the concealer that I was using underneath it. But I did get a little transfer unless I sealed it. But yeah, I've got that one's a favorite. They have a liquid eyeliner that the Lancome has an Idol liquid eyeliner that's really good if you prefer a liquid eyeliner with a felt tip. It's very, very precise.
Look at that gigantic zit that's happening right there. I'm getting more acne now than I ever did in high school. Actually, that really covered well. So I just used Too Faced Born This Way concealer.
Love
for
that
that one. It's a nice full coverage,
Yeah.
and knocked that right out. Perfect. Gone. I'm talking a lot. You're much faster. Did you put lipstick on?
I'm doing it right now while we're talking.
Okay, what'd you do?
I use the Peachy Nude. This one is by Chanel. Peachy Nude, upside down. And then I'm going to my go-to, which is, I love that combination. Let me just, that Peachy Nude with Wedding Day by Lawless.
Oh,
my favorite nudie go-to because it's not matte, but it's not a high shine. It's just a nice, the shine isn't coming through in the video, but it's a nice little satin type.
like a
finish.
satin?
Yeah.
Very pretty. Kathy also, yeah, well, let me see. Kathy, you have the same taste as me, Kathy. I write in French that you know that I watch you from France. Oh, that's why. Okay. Got you. Okay. I kind of got it. I'm so proud of
You
you.
did so good. You did way better than I did. I didn't even attempt that. So good for you. And then I'm going to put a little bit of Mist and Fix by Makeup Forever all over as a setting spray. And then I'll go back with a really light dusting of powder just in my T-zone where I tend to get a little bit oily. But setting spray first and then powder for me.
And then powder.
Yeah.
And which powder are you using?
I'm going to still use this Givenchy.
The Givenchy. I bought a little mini of that. What color did you buy?
You know, it's so funny. I was telling the story the other day. I went in and I use this every day. And I went into Sephora. I have color 3, Isle Rose. And
yeah, I think I just got the wrong one.
I went in the other day and the lady at Sephora was so sweet. She said, can I just show you this beautiful powder that we have? And it'll make your skin look absolutely flawless. And I said, oh, what is that? So we walk over to this powder. And she's like, a little bit will really make your skin look really beautiful. And I said, oh, well, what do you think my skin needs? And she goes, well, it just needs a little bit of powder. And I said, oh, could you put it on my hand first? Because I had just applied this not an hour before.
No way.
Yes, and I'm thinking, and I know she has to do her job, and I understand it's commission sales, so I'm trying to just be, but
Where though?
I don't need 2 layers of powder, so could you just put it on my hand? So she puts it on my hand. She goes, see, don't you think how beautiful that is? Wouldn't that look so nice if we were just do, I'll just do some of your face. And I started laughing. I said, ma'am, thank you. I'm sure it would look beautiful had I not already applied this less than an hour ago. And she goes, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. No. And I said, no, but it's gorgeous. And then she's very kind. And she said, oh, your skin is absolutely beautiful. And I'm thinking, that's not what you said 5 seconds ago when you were trying to sell me some powder. But
was she at a department store?
She was at Sephora.
They're not on commission.
I used to not think so, but I feel like I need to ask somebody if that's changed, because as of the last emergence from COVID, I feel like I feel a little bit sold to when I go in there anymore. Maybe it's just my local area. If anybody out there works at Sephora, if you could just let me know, is it commissioned or not? But man,
I
it was
worked.
a hard sale for a product I already had on my face that was going to change the look of my face.
Well, I worked there and it wasn't commission when I was there. That was back in 2018.
Well, that wasn't long ago.
No, and I still have friends that work there. I don't think so. Maybe though, maybe because sometimes they have guests come in for the brand.
Maybe she was from the brand.
And they would have, they definitely have to show that they're worth getting there.
Yeah. Well, I understand. I used to be in sales, so I totally get it. So I wanted to let her do her thing. I just found it comical because I'm thinking, oh, I already have it on. I can't do two
That's
coats
too
of powder.
funny.
As nice as that powder is, no powder looks good on a mature face with 2 or 3 layers of powder. So
No, exactly. Exactly. What made you get the 3? Because
what color do you have?
wait, I have the 2. Maybe that's why I don't like it, because maybe it's just too light for me.
Yeah, maybe. This one's definitely got more of the pinks and yeah, maybe it's more pink.
Mine's more. Kathy, you like Givenchy? Hold on. Hold on. I got the little mini because I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that's a smart way to go.
It's that one. Maybe it's just too light. I don't know. It just felt like it sat on my skin a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
And do you apply a setting spray after your powder or before your powder?
after.
After.
Yeah. But that's partly because I have a drier skin though.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if I'm even, guys. I'm just talking and
It looks great. I
I'm
think
not
it
even
looks
paying attention.
fantastic.
I'm not paying attention. I feel like I didn't top up with a lipstick. Let me just see.
Yeah, let's get some lipstick on. Yeah, don't let me rush you. You were doing so much nice talking. I just was busy over here working. So don't, I love
I haven't tried much of Givenchy at all. I've always kind of been, well, when I worked at, plus I'm a pro, so I've often gotten discounts. So Mac, I get a discount because I've had the pro discount before. I actually might use a bit of the same. I might use Rare Beauty blush on my lips because my lipstick is over there. That's what I'm going to do.
Put on your cheeks, Julie.
Yeah, that's what's on my cheek.
That's beautiful.
And I feel a bit dewy. A little bit of that sparkle did pop down here, though. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Or if I can see a little bit of, that's why I usually like to apply it with my finger.
Yeah.
And I didn't this time.
Well, it just reminded me, I did not use a highlighter, so I'm going to go back to that palette since that did look nice on you. And I'm going to use the, I think I'll grab this one, the Mia, since I've got a pretty cool
Pretty. Yeah.
We'll just add a little bit of highlight.
So the Givenchy was always a little bit out of my price range too. I'm just kind of stepping into trying newer things, and eyeshadow is something that I always would like when it would come out of my bank account, but there's so much fun. Like I just, that's my artistic outlet.
Have you tried the new, I don't know how new it is, the e.l.f. powder. The e.l.f. has a really good, and their putty primer is wonderful. Especially it's for your eyes and your face and your lips. And I use that e.l.f. putty primer. In fact, I should have grabbed it because I like to use it before I do my lipstick because it's a face primer, but they say you can use it on your eyes and your lips. And when I put it on my lips, it just gives them because it's a putty, it looks more hydrated. And then you put your lipstick on top of it. It's phenomenal.
I bet because it would kind of fill the wrinkles.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab it right here.
Am I missing you guys? You're superb. I'm so glad, Kathy, that you came. Merci. Merci beaucoup.
Yes. So
I don't
the
know.
Halo Glow setting powder is a good one.
I
I love
haven't tried that, and it's not at my local drugstore. So I
Oh,
think I may have to order that on Amazon. I
yeah,
think
it's a little
I'll have
bit
to.
of it says it's glow. It doesn't look glowy at all to me. And I always laugh because they were so smart and many powders don't even do this, but they have this little twisty lid and a lot of them don't, the more expensive ones don't do that. So you get powder everywhere. And on this one, you just open it when you want the powder and
Smart.
close it when you don't. It seems like such a no-brainer,
Your eye
but
makeup looks really pretty.
thank you. It was just a couple little swipes from Natasha Denona. And then
I
here's the
feel
putty primer I was just talking about for the lips. And it's a great, I do it with my nails so I don't spread it over. And
it's
it's great for your lips.
it's
Yeah.
similar. I remember seeing that come out. They were comparing it to the Tatcha putty
So
primer.
it's, yep.
So I'm noticing something, guys. When I look at my eyes, I don't feel like I went up high enough here. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to bring my eye shadow up a little bit higher and we'll see what you guys think of the difference. Hold on. So I'm going to take a bit of stone like you did, and then I'm going to pull that up even higher.
Yeah, I
And
love
that's
that.
the thing. Like I keep going back to my old routine of doing my eyes. And then when I catch a glimpse of myself, my eyes look smaller than they used to. And I'm going too low. This is like all of us, it feels like all of a sudden my eyes are like, they've deflated.
No, you're being way too hard on yourself. Your eyes are look stunningly beautiful. I do like that the where you've added that a little bit more though.
Does that
It's
make a difference in lift though?
it absolutely does. Yeah, the other side does it. The other side looks a little heavier before you
It
put that.
does. Yeah. So I don't like that.
So your
Makes
what
me
color eyes do you have? Are they hazel? Or are they blue? They look beautiful, but through cameras you can never really tell.
blue.
They're
Blue.
gorgeous.
Yeah, blue. I would say sometimes gray-ish a little bit.
They're beautiful.
Thank you. What are you? Green?
Hazel.
You're hazel?
Yeah, I
Okay.
tried green eye contacts. Remember when that was a thing? When was that? Like in the 90s? And with those really dark green ones, I wore those for about an hour and they hurt so bad. I'm like, oh my gosh, I do not need to have green color eyes through this pain.
Yeah.
Some things will do pain for beauty, like that really nice pair of high heel shoes that kill your feet, but didn't need to have stuff in my eyes.
Jackie, Key's leaving us. She's got to go. Thank you for being here, Key. Love you, Key. And Stein just told me it makes a big difference. Yeah, I feel better about this placement. I think Kathy's heading off too. She said, thank you, love your channel. And Stein says, you both look beautiful.
Oh, thanks, Stein.
I'll post that up there. Thank you guys for being here with us. Oh, I feel so, now I got to go out on a date.
You do, yeah. Go somewhere fancy or just the grocery store. Who cares?
Yeah, somewhere. What time is it there for you? It's 4:37 here. So
It is 1:37 here on the West Coast.
oh, you have all day ahead of you.
Yeah, I gotta go find something. I'm gonna do couple more films today. Now that I've
Are
got all
you?
my makeup on. Yeah.
For you. Trey elegant. Kathy says, very elegant. Yay.
Oh, good.
Thank you so much, guys. We're going to head out here now, and I appreciate you being here. You guys head over to Jodi's channel, follow her. We're both really trying to help support each other and grow our channel and find success here on YouTube. And Jodi is over on Instagram as well. So am I. I have lost my Facebook, if you guys don't already know, trying to get that back. So are you on Facebook?
I am. Yep. It's just Jodi Mannes. Yep.
Okay. Manus. I was saying Mans for some reason. Manus. Okay. That makes sense.
That's all right.
Yeah.
My husband's family's Norwegian, so it's Mannes.
Manus. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. And we will see you later. And any ideas, just leave them in the comments. Any ideas of what you'd like to see next, let us know. And we'll see you later.
Bye, you guys. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys. Thank you. Bye.